Hello, and welcome to Round Class. My name is Tatum Barnes, and thank you for joining me for this meditation on stepping deeper into the heart. Today, we'll be utilizing the powers of imagination and visualization to move deeper within ourselves. Before we take that step deeper, I'd love to hear from you. So please, if you feel so moved, let me know if you've meditated with me before in the chat, or if this is the first time. No matter what, you're super welcome. And before we get started, a special shout out to my LGBTQ brothers, sisters, and siblings. Happy Pride. And for all of us, let's remember that collective liberation is only possible with queer liberation. Now, like I said, this meditation is all about the heart. And I have to be honest, I used to balk at people telling me, oh, it looks like your heart is heavy. Or it looks like your heart is carrying so much. Like, what? My heart can't hold anything, people. It has no carrying capacity. It's an organ in my chest. My ventricles don't have pockets. I don't get it. What I recognize now is that the heart is a doorway to our inner space. And hopefully we'll all be able to feel around in that inner space here and now. Now, I want to thank everyone for sharing in the chat. It's nice to see a few of my regulars here and now once more. Thank you so much and appreciate the compliments. And to the newcomers, welcome, 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 welcome. If you are called, you are welcome. So good to have you all here. Now, we're about to get started. So to let you know what we're about to do, something I always like to do, we are going to focus our bodies and minds with some gentle breath work. We'll be able to release anything that's kind of stuck in our bodies through a visualization, through our lower body. We'll move into our heart and step within it. Start to explore the imagination space within our heart. And we'll be focusing on exploring the near side of the heart, which will only make sense when we're there. Now, for this meditation and all meditations, I invite questions, comments, concerns. If anything comes up for you during the meditation, write it down in the chat, and we'll be able to talk about that after our experience. Beautiful. Well, without any further ado, let's get started. Let's give our bodies permission to relax. Let it do what it needs to do to prepare for this meditation. If shoulders need to be rolled back, if the neck needs to be rolled around, feel free to give yourself a little massage if a muscle seems particularly persnickety. Crack your knuckles, scratch your itches. Make weird faces, make your weird noises. Whatever you need to do, this is your meditation. You are the authority. When your body is ready to accept stillness into itself, I invite you to take your meditation posture with spine long but relaxed, holding the body up but not straining too much. Loosening the belt, popping that first button off, whatever you need to do to be comfortable and breathe easy. When you are ready, you close your eyes, or you take a soft gaze to a point in front of you. And we begin to breathe normally. Normal pace, normal depth, in and out through the nose. Carefully aligning our awareness with our breath, watching it move past the nostrils or perhaps the rise and fall of your chest. And however you find your breath here and now, see if you can make it a little bit deeper. Sensing into the lungs' capacity. Together, let us take a moment to make a commitment to this meditation. So as the body twitches, as the mind wanders, we stay stubborn, we continue to bring our focus back to our breath. Breathing deeply. Excellent. Gently shift your awareness to the center of your chest, a few fingers above the sternum in your heart center. A deep breath. And we begin to consolidate our awareness here, scooping, if you will, from the left and the right, taking the arms of your awareness and bringing yourself to center. Gathering yourself from behind you and in front of you. Bringing yourself near. From below you and on top. And from every direction you gather yourself into the centermost point. As more and more of you coalesces in your center, breathe deeply and focus right above your sternum. Here we give the heart permission to be soft, to let loose the armor it carries in the world. You give yourself permission to let go of not only the physical tension of the heart, but pretension as well. Caring less and less about what you look like during this meditation and focusing instead on how you feel. Letting the mask relax, letting the chest melt. A few more breaths. Very good. Letting it go. If the heart seems tentative to de-armor, reassure it, speak to it. Assure it that it is safe here and now. It is safe to be vulnerable. There it goes. With that, gently shift your awareness to where your body makes contact with the ground beneath you, sensing into sit bones and ankles. Feeling the ground hold you. Stable and sure. And it is here that I invite you to use your imagination to visualize, see, and make real a beautiful red or violet color moving from the earth herself into your toes. Moving with whatever color your imagination gives to you. First, you watch and see that color move through your toes, arcing through the arches of your feet, and breathe that energy into your ankles. Pausing here with a breath. Here in the ankles, we call forth any tension or stress living in the joint. We do so with our mind. You can literally think to yourself, I call forth this tension in my ankles. And with your awareness, you can move around the joint like a knife in an almost empty jar. We scrape the sides and collect the stress. Holding it and letting it build. And on your next exhale, you let it drop. Watching and feeling the tension drop out of the feet and into the earth below. See and visualize that color rising through your ankles, your open ankles, painting the inside of your shins, your calves, and invite that light, that energy into your knees and underneath your kneecaps. Once more, you spread yourself here, collecting not only the tension in your physical knees, but also any sadness, heaviness, or grief that the body is carrying. We investigate and gather. We call to mind briefly the things that make us frown, and we let it build. Gathering and regathering. And with a big exhale, you let that drop as well. Feeling the tension rush out of your legs and into the ground. Well done. Watch that color rise through your relaxed knees into your thighs. And breathe it into your hips and into your pelvis. For the last time, we spread ourselves here, collecting and gathering the tension, the stress, the static in the body around the hips, and also anything that brings us frustration or anger or stress. Search it out. Let it grow. Reach for it. There it is. And with a big breath, you let it all drop. Letting everything in the lower body release downward and outward. You hold on to nothing. You let it all drop. Beautiful. Visualize and see in your mind's eye that color rising from your hips through your soft belly, through your sternum, and gently breathe it into that soft and consolidated heart where we began. Let that color paint the entire chest cavity. And breathe it in deeply. few more breaths here on the doorstep of the heart as we consolidate our focus. As the body itches, as the mind wanders, stay stubborn, remember your commitment. Bring your focus back to your breath and your experience. Watching a few more breaths, sensing into the heart. Very good. It is now that I invite you to take a step deeper within yourself. You can imagine a set of doors over the chest that you can open and walk through. A deep well in the middle of the chest to peer into, fall into. Or simply imagine yourself in a large, well-lit space in the middle of your chest. However you choose to travel, you are rescinding, withdrawing your external senses to extend your internal senses, exploring what sensations await for you in the middle of the chest. What colors, what sensations. You move within yourself and investigate, moving from sense to sense, trusting your imagination and the information you receive. As you investigate, your body and mind will collaborate to bring your awareness back outside yourself. I invite you to use external sounds, thoughts as a diving board to move deeper within the heart. You push off of that stimuli outside yourself and move deeper within. Wherever you are in your meditation, I encourage you to look around within yourself and see if you find any light, any gold, any brilliance. If you sense that, if you experience that, beautiful. I invite you to breathe into it and move towards it. If you don't, no worries. You create that light for you yourself. Lighting a candle, turning on the light switch. And here we begin to journey to the near side. We are stepping outside of space, of time. We're not moving within our bodies. We're moving within this internal space of the heart, closer and closer to this source of light. Focusing and refocusing, moving nearer. Pushing through resistance. If you feel like you can go no nearer, think again. Scooch closer, edge closer. Your movements may be infinitesimally small within yourself, but each one is so valuable, so meaningful. You can move a fraction of a centimeter and find yourself in total joy or bliss or beauty. A fine place to sit, but your prize lies beyond it. Continue to move nearer. A few more breaths. Well done, all. Moving slowly and gently, and with the knowledge that this experience, this place is always here for you. Gently shift your awareness back to where your body makes contact with the ground beneath you. Remembering ankles and sit bones, the cushion, the chair. Slowly. Bring yourself into fingertips and toes, giving them a little wiggle. Awakening wrists and ankles. Letting the body shake stillness from its bones and opening your eyes when you're ready. And welcome back. Moving to the near side of the heart is a deep dive, so if you feel yourself struggling to come back or still a little spacey, I invite you to think of your favorite dessert. It gets the body going. It brings you back. Something chocolatey, something rich, whatever works for you. And for those of us not thinking about desserts, I encourage you to think about that before and after moment. What did the body and mind feel like before the meditation, and how does it feel now? I hope it feels grounded, calm, light, warm. I certainly feel good. So thank you. As with this meditation and all meditations, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things that were beautiful, difficult, frustrating, noteworthy at all, just let me know in the chat, and I would love to hear from you. Madeline loves the sounds of the crickets, so peaceful. Well, welcome to Vermont, everyone. We got crickets galore. I certainly appreciate them as well. But wait, when I was trying to move my senses internally, I kept on pinging out to the crickets, so I really had to double down my focus there. And if you don't have crickets, I'm sure that you have other external sounds that are distracting. A good challenge for meditators. Now, This meditation is potent. I would say that to step so deeply within yourself into your inner space is not something that you would want to do before you get in your vehicle and go through crosstown traffic. If you're looking to just release a little bit of static electricity in your heart, I encourage you to make those counterclockwise circles with your left hand, throw them away, clockwise with your right, rebuild that beautiful heart field. You can just remind your heart that it can soften, it can be safe here and now. These are things that are just going to make you feel better, let the body and mind relax. To move so deeply within yourself, to touch that essence, that light within yourself, clear some time in your schedule, folks. Allow yourself to be cozy and not annoyed by any other alarms or meetings or emails. Now, in lieu of any other questions or comments, I want to let you know a little bit about what's going to happen next week. If this meditation interests you, then beautiful. We're going to take that next step nearer next week. For those of you who resonate with Buddhist practice, there is a belief or a useful symbol that within all of us, within our hearts and our centermost beingness, is a little golden Buddha. A part of us that is always in contact with that Buddha nature, with that Christ self from a Western Christian perspective, or that best self, or that part of us that is always connected to the quantum unbecoming and rebecoming of ourselves. There's a part of us that we can touch and be restored by. We moved right up to the threshold today, which in and of itself is a huge journey, a huge accomplishment, and a beautiful task. But once we are really at that threshold of that golden point, that moment, we can go no further. There's a point where it's just like you're pushing up against something, and it feels like every step closer, the goal or the release, the relief moves away. So at that point, even though it is counterintuitive, we have to stop moving and the heart opens to us. And another beautiful symbol from Buddhist or Hindu philosophy is that picture of that lotus flower blooming. We cannot force the flower to bloom. We cannot force our hearts to open. We can only put ourselves in the right position, and probably doesn't make that sound, but you get the idea. We put ourselves in the right position, into the right headspace, we gather our focus, and life does the rest. So I hope that you'll join us for that next meditation. These will build on each other in beautiful, beautiful ways. As a teacher, as a youth worker, I will give you all homework, though, it pains me, but it's meditation homework, so I think you'll forgive me. I would say, give yourself that little reminder every day to soften the heart. I feel like accomplished meditators will have like reminders on their phone every 15 minutes to bring themselves back into perfect compassion. But if you can just remind yourself once a day to check in with the heart, if it's tight, let it relax. Try that out tomorrow. And for your little fortune cookie wisdom gem, which I never have prepared, so I really am, I'm looking for this, folks. I would say, never fear. Fear is something that blocks the heart, and it can certainly creep up when we're stepping into the unknown. In a lot of our own heart spaces, this is unknown territory. I assure you, there are no boogeymen, no spooks in the heart. It is a safe place. It is kept pure and clean and beautiful. So if there's any trepidation as we step into these meditations, I encourage you to give your heart permission to relax. You reassure it as the one in charge. So, your homework, your wisdom, my gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me for another meditation. Please check me out on my profile to see when I'm going live next, when my course drops. And until next time, stay soft, stay loving, stay blessed. Peace.